I've been in the UK for 2 years now, which means that I've worked as a nurse in the UK for 2 years. Apparently, I'm coming up with a documentary about what has transpired so far, my challenges, what I can do more, what I can't do more. I mean, how honestly it's like in here as compared to how I'm coming from, and a whole lot of that. But in today's video, I just want to share with you a piece of it. And this has to do with my first day on the ward. I mean, my first day on the ward in the UK. I cried. I'm going to share with you why I cried. Frankly speaking, I worked in Ghana for probably, let's say, actively for 7 months because I completed my national service, and probably after my national service, I had to stay home for quite some time. So as at the time I was getting prepared to be posted, I had already finished with my UK NMC staffs, and I was making myself ready in here. But COVID came and then things had to delay. And as a matter of fact, I had to wait for my postings. I was apparently posted. I worked for like 7 months before I actively got a job in here. Now, I cried because, let me start it this way. It's part of my documentary, but I would want to share every bit of it with you so that if you are coming in here, it's like, I know the happiness will be there, the confidence will be there, but trust me, it's normal for you to feel lonely. It's normal for you to feel some way once you get in here. And for me, that is one way I felt, and I think anyone who feels this way, it's normal. Just see it as something normal, okay? And just try to pick yourself up to, start working. Now, when I came in here, I was quarantined for 2 weeks because of the COVID, okay? After 2 weeks, I had to start doing one or two things to make myself ready for work. So what actually happened was, a day before starting work, I had to go and see my manager for her to put one or two things in place for me. So the first thing was for her to develop, get the cards and all those stuff that I'll need to make my work very easy. And the second thing was for her to introduce me to the other staff members, okay? So around 4 p.m. I went, and when I got in there, the very first day I set my foot in the ward, I realized that it was a total different environment from where I'm coming from. Everybody was busy doing something. There were different shades of healthcare professionals. Some were in green, some were in blue, there were different shades of them, and each one of them was doing something different. I felt scared because where I'm coming from, it has not been a busy world or a busy place, okay? So coming in here is like with just 7 months active practice, I was like, will I be able to fit in? So fast forward, I've spoken to my ward manager. She's explained to me how the shift system is like, and she even asked me the type of shift I would like to undertake, which I told her. She has introduced me to the other staff members, and perhaps has taken my details to get all the necessary requirements ready for me to make work easier. And the next day I was to start work. Now, when you come in here and you have not written your skill, what happens is that you become a pre-registered nurse. What this means is that you can't actively work on your own. You have to be paired with somebody. You have to be given a mentor. Whoever you are working with is accountable for whatever actions you undertake. So that is how it happened. I had to work with somebody, and the person was very friendly with me. Things were going on as expected, but when it goes to the medication rounds, or what we usually call the drug rounds, because I was not a registered nurse, I wouldn't be able to just administer medications independently. So I remember this mentor telling me to pick one of the prescription charts, which I did. And when I opened it, I saw that out of the 15 medications on there were only 2 of them I know. So I was like, wow. Paracetamol and then ciprofloxacin. These are the 2 medications on the prescription chart I know. With the previous medications my mentor had given, I observed that anytime she goes to the patient to give their medications, one of them will try asking what the medication does and why they are even taking those medications. So the bit of the scary aspect of it is that, I began thinking, so what if I go to my patient to give the medications and they ask me, what does this medication do? Or why am I even taking this medication? What do I say? Here's the case, I know only 2 medications. So when that thing dawned on me, I put the prescription down, went to hide in the bathroom, and then cried. I cried because it's like I thought I'd made the biggest mistake of my life. And one other thing is that when I go to the environment, everything seemed completely new. It's like I was starting first year in nursing. So comparing this back home, looking at the kind of environment I was, very active, my colleagues believed in me and all those stuff, I felt like this environment will be favorable for me and that I'm not fit here. So I began blaming myself for even going to sit for art in the first place. I began blaming myself for even taking this initiative and not even taking the chance to ask someone who had already been in the UK the experience or how the experience is so far, and just picking myself up, coming in here. You know, I felt like I've made the biggest mistake of my life. And now what I want to say is that I know there are so many overseas nurses in here who are feeling the same. It's like you go to the world and you are not really having that sense of belonging. You feel segregated and a whole lot of that. What I would say is that it's really normal, okay? It's normal to feel that way. It's normal to feel tense. It's normal to get frightened, because one thing I know is that it takes time for the eyes to adapt to a new environment. If you should ask me the kind of confidence I have built now as compared to the first day I came in, probably if I had given up or if I had relied on so many factors, like the little knowledge I had in the medications, like the new environment and the challenges that are presented, I would have given up and not even think of going forward. But at the point, I felt like it's a matter of time. And moreover, there were some other overseas nurses in there. So the question is, how did they fit in? That very day was the day I felt like I had lost total confidence in myself and that I had made the foolish decision ever. But ask me now, you see, it's a matter of time. So this is one bit that I experienced when I came into the UK, that I felt like I had made the biggest mistake of my life the very first day I set my foot on the world. I don't know what you are going through as an overseas nurse, or probably if you are planning to come in here to work as a nurse, I know you have your expectations. You may have one or two or three expectations, but the question is, have you prepared your mind towards the fact that not all these expectations will be met? Have you ever sat down to ask yourself or to ask those who are already in here their experiences so far? What I would advise you do is that first of all, try and limit your expectations, okay? Because when you come in here, then you don't meet those expectations, then it's like, you have made the biggest mistake of your life. Okay, so there's one bit that I just prefer to share with you, that at the end of the day, if you are coming in here or if you're already in here, you are going through any hurdle, you are going through any struggle, especially within your first few months on the world. What I'm trying to say is that it's a matter of time. Just give yourself some time and then you get fit in, okay? You would probably be so much confidence in yourself that, sometimes when I go to the treatment room to prepare medication, I just ask myself, so am I the Kobe or the set I came in the very first day? What has actually changed? What happened? Okay, but all in all, to overcome these challenges, there are one or two things you have to do, and I'll share that in my next video. Apparently, as I said, I've propounded some documentaries. It's just to inspire, it's just to motivate, it's just to encourage the new nurses coming in here and those who are aspiring to come in here, so that when you come and then you experience challenges, you know that at least you're not the first person going through these problems. There are others who have gone ahead of you, and this are what they did to overcome them. If this video has been very helpful to you, just give me a thumbs up, just like and share, and I hope to see you in my next video.